What's happening, everybody? Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. I am going to be doing something that I tried to promise myself I wasn't going to do, but I've caught the bug. I'm going to be buying some toys today. There's some rules to the toy buying. What I'm going to be looking for today is some Masters of the Universe stuff, and I'm going to try to buy some of the basic stuff today, like a He-Man and Skeletor, which is everywhere, I know. But I'm going to try to buy a couple other things and just do some basic, get some basic, kind of get a base for the toy buying and just try to pick some up here and there. But the rules are I'm just going to buy retail, and I'm just going to buy whenever I'm out around these stores. I'm not going to make special trips or try to hunt down people that are, I don't do that anyway, even for DVD hunting. I don't like to hunt down people that are, try to get, behind, get people to go in the back, back storage areas to get stuff, stuff like that. I know sometimes that's the only way to get things, but I'm just going to find things that are on the shelf, and that's how I'm going to buy them. I'm not trying to do special things, not buying on eBay or anything else like that. Well, that's about all I have about that, but let's head on in and see what we can find. Welcome everybody. Thanks for coming back to the channel. Thanks everybody for my 100 subscribers. If you didn't get to see my live stream this afternoon, I appreciate it. The winner of my steelbook contest was Kenny Jones. I think his name is Kenny Jones. It's Kenny Jones 39 maybe. I apologize, Kenny, if I can't remember your tag numbers at the end, but Kenny was the winner. I appreciate that, and I appreciate you guys subscribing. And today, the video I'm going to be making for you basically is a toy haul video. This is something that's I've become interested in lately by watching other videos from toy collectors, and essentially the rules are for me is I'm only collecting stuff that I find in Walmart. It's just retail toys like Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, maybe Transformers if it's interesting. The thing about these new Transformers I've been seeing in the stores, they look kind of generic. They look like they're just plastic, and they're not really. They just don't look. They don't really capture my eye. Now I don't really collect wrestling toys. I have old toys that are wrestling, but I don't collect the new stuff. Don't have much interest. But G.I. Joe and maybe some turtles if I ever run. I've never run into the turtles yet in the stores. Not a single shred of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're hard to find. And that's why I kind of got interested in it. But basically what I'm going to be showing you today is especially with the Masters of the Universe. I've got a few different types of toys today. But Masters of the Universe, I wanted to buy kind of a base. Basically the toys that can be found. Everything I got is pretty much common clay, stuff you can go out and find in your stores right now, especially He-Man and Skeletor. I've not been to a Walmart that don't have about 20 of them each. And also the Battle Cat, but we'll get into that in just a second. Yeah, I guess we can go ahead and get started with that. But essentially, I've got a few other things as well, other than the Masters of the Universe, that you guys might be interested in. So let's get started. We'll start out with the He-Man. These are the Masters of the Universe toys. He-Man. This is He-Man himself. It's called Retro Plays. Just by looking at it, you can see what you can see on screen. You probably think, well, it's for the most part, you can see the joints here that are different. Now, the original characters did not have all this articulation, and I will show you here in just a second. Here's the back. Here's the figures that were available in 20. Now, all these figures were available in 2020. There's new stuff for 21. But if you look at these clothes, the details is a little bit better. The muscular's better. The hair is a little bit better. there's this little detail. And before we move on to Skeletor, I bought an extra He-Man for you guys to see so I could have one out of the box, to show you, and just I wanted to feel these guys. The original characters, if you pick an original guy up, they're kind of they're the skin tone's kind of a little more glossy. This is skin tone's a little more flat. It's nice looking. It feels different, but the biggest change is all the articulation on these guys. They're made like, I didn't really get into it a minute ago and talk about it, but toys these days, the way I understand it, are not being bought by kids. This stuff is being bought by people my age, essentially, and a little younger, obviously, but collectors, because there's no the kids are playing video games, and they might be collecting Fortnite toys or something. They might buy that stuff, maybe Funko Pops or something, but for the most part, the kids aren't buying these toys. These toys have been made, and the people who are out collecting them, especially the G.I. Joes and He-Mans and Turtles, are the collectors. So they basically these guys have all kinds of articulation. If you remember the old guys, I don't have one of them out. When I do my next video, I'll show you guys. But if you can see, the elbow bends, you can bend the elbows. Now these are a little bit stiff out of the box. Now I didn't really move his sword arm. Oh, but not only does the elbow area move, but the wrist. Let me see if I'm trying to get him into a good position here to show you. But the wrist moves. I keep moving him on it. Yeah, see, the wrist moves. The wrist articulates and the arm articulates, but right over here you can see the arm articulation a little bit better, because I actually broke it in. I moved it back and forth. Some people say you got to soak these in hot water to do it, but I just kind of gently kind of worked it back and forth till it kind of freed up. But sorry, I'm doing that without seeing, but see how that moves. And then when you get down here to the left, and also this is the head articulates around. It's not just a stiff head. That's a hard head too, not one of the soft-headed He-Man. And the waist articulates on these guys. They don't have the rubber band feature anymore. Some of the other guys in He-Man, I think they did have some articulation in the waist, but not like this. The He-Man and stuff had like a rubber band inside that held the legs on to the torso, and they would stretch out over a while, and then you had old bow-legged He-Man everywhere. And then you got the leg move, the legs move, and then you got the knee, the knee, like I'm saying, all these are stiff, but if you can see, essentially you can put them in a lot of different poses. And then the bottom part of the I guess the calf area and the bottom part and the foot also, the foot also articulates. The foot articulates as well. I mean, just as far as posability, they're really cool. But I bought mine to keep in the boxes. I'm not going to take them out of the boxes. I know they'll probably never be worth anything, but if you can see, the details just a little bit better in the original guys. The musculature is better. Now the weapons and stuff are, you can see the back side of the sword here. It's just, there's just one side. Now I'm just thinking about this. I think what you do, why there's two sides, is because I think the Atom figure, which you might see here in a minute, the Atom figure comes with another side of the sword, and I think you can stick both swords together and put them together, and for some reason I think that's how the original toys were, because you see the little little things on here. I believe that's what those are for. But what do you think about the detail? I mean, it's not bad for this size toy. That's why I kind of liked them. I love to be able to just buy a bunch of them and take them all out and have them, but I just don't have the room really. I just have room to keep this guy. I'm thinking about maybe buying a Skeletor to take out, because they're $15 and I can afford them, and you can find them this guy and Skeletor are common clay figures. They're everywhere. You can literally find hundreds of them at your local Walmarts. But that's pretty cool. I really think it just they feel different than the original toys. Of course, I'm an adult. Of course, I'm an adult handling this versus a kid. You know, when we just kind of beat them around. Somebody said at least the old figures you could take them and beat them. These here, this guy actually yesterday, I had him set on the shelf over, and he fell off, and actually the arm popped off like really easy. And the arm's not loose. It's just the way it's made. It's like if I can just pop it off right there. See, it's just got a ball joint, and it just sets down in there. So you know, it's got a good tight fit. But I could see that wearing out if you played with it actually as a kid. But as long as you're just posing it, taking it out and making one pose and stuff. But you know, it's just all the posable possibilities, especially when you start putting them on like a Battle Cat or something. You know, you can actually get a good leg bend and stuff, and where it looks right. The old guys are just hang on just a second here. I do have something. Yeah, this is one of the old guys. This is one of the guys I found in another box of stuff. But this is one of the old guys, old He-Man. I can't remember if this guy's Iron Fist or something. I can't remember his name. But this is old. But he's kind of a soft head. But this is original. Some of the soft heads were original. But you can see how they get the bow legs. They got got that. I mean, the musculature is pretty good on these guys. But the worst thing is like the arms, where the arms connect. They're like really generic. I just noticed the arms seem to be a little bit, they match a little bit better when they go into the torso, into the socket area. They seem like they and how these arms go on are much different. These are just like, these are probably, they feel like they're probably, I mean, this guy here, he used to have like a spring-loaded arm, and it's like worn out a long time ago. But I mean, but they're exactly the same scale as the old ones. But just the way the legs look with the He-Man 2 look better. They don't get that old bow-legged look, and it's just funny. Well, I've spent enough time on that. Let's get going here. Next up is Skeletor. There we go. Same back, you just get the Skeletor description. And also these have the comic book back here like the originals. That's kind of what started it off. They started putting the comic book in the toy, and then they kind of based the TV show off this. Yeah, this guy feels like he'd be pretty cool to have out of the box too. I may have to buy another one just so I can have the He-Man and Skeletor. So yeah, I really like these, but these are getting boxed up and put in a box for storage. They're not going to be. I'm not going to be. There's that piece. I don't know if I showed you that good with He-Man over here. There's He-Man, but I'm looking forward to trying to find some. I like to find some of these guys. I like to find all these guys on the back. I don't know if it's going to be possible. I really want Beastman and the two women. All of them. I like Men-at-Arms too. Men-at-Arms is pretty cool. But the next one I have to show you, I think, is something that's not easy to find. I have one thing in here that's not common like those. And I just ran upon it at a Target. I went in there looking. It was the day I was buying the very base. The video I showed you at the beginning of this is what I found in there. I didn't shoot video in the store there, and but this is Buzzsaw Hordak. It's Buzzsaw. I don't know if it's two different names, but it's called Buzzsaw Hordak. But these are called the Deluxe Edition. Some people call them the Deluxe Edition, because it comes with an extra head. And I'm getting really bad. Oh, there we go. The reflection was horrible there for a second. It says it's the Horde on the bottom here. but it's Buzzsaw Hordak, or just, I don't know if that's his whole name, but Buzzsaw. I think I remember this guy from the early days. He looks pretty cool. He comes with like a bow and arrow, but what is cool, he's like one of the, I think they call them, their battle action or something like that. I think, does it say that on the fast? But that thing right here, the thing bursts out of his chest. These little right here, these little blades right here, they pop out of his chest, and he's got like a buzz saw. But these are, I think, hard to find. But the reason why I want to find more of them, because the other two are He-Man and Skeletor. But if you guys, I may have these in my original He-Man, but they're like the battle action He-Man and Skeletor. They wouldn't show battle damage. Maybe it's called battle damage He-Man. But they're like the battle damage, and this is the 21 stuff, because you got Castle of Grayskull, and you got this. I really want this thing right here. I really want this. The what's it called here? The Wind Raider. I really like to have that, because that's something I never had as a kid. But you can see over here the action this one does. Oh, there we go. You can see the action. But the picture on here, the way it depicts Castle Grayskull, it looks like mine. I have an original Castle Grayskull, because that's why I don't have much interest in buying a new one. But for some reason, I've seen some of the people I watch may have had it, and it seemed like it looks different in person. It looks like it looks better. It has a little more detail, but I'm not positive about that. I mean, because the thing about the original one is the original ones were supposedly hand painted, airbrushed. Each one was hand airbrushed, and each one is, kind of a one-off piece in a way. It's plastic, but the paint job's kind of more one-off because it's being done manually. So the next thing I got up here, let's see here. Lost track of my stuff. There we go. You probably see this and you won't know how did I lose track of this. But this right here is this is Battle Cat. This is one of the new Battle Cat. That one's getting some bad glare. Some of them is going to. There's the back. But even Battle Cat, if you can see in there close, he's even got the old one didn't have any articulation at all. It was just an old stiff Battle Cat. One day I'm going to do a side-by-side comparison, because I have the original Battle Cat. I still have the armor and everything for him, but the armor looks a little bit better. The color, the old Battle Cat, looks red. The old Battle Cat, it kind of had like a brownish red color to it, just the molding. This looks nicer. I don't know why. It just looks like it's a nicer. Everything looks nicer. The coloring on Battle Cat looks better than Cringer. But as you can see on the back, I like to have this. Well, never mind. I have this, but this piece here, I have that. We'll see it here in a second. But there's no different men on the back. This was from 20. Everything was from 20 right here. So far, I have Skeletor, He-Man, and Battle Cat, and Adam here. And we'll see him up next. What do you guys think about the new Battle Cat? And I'll open my mouth and ruin the surprise for the last one. But yes, it is the Prince Adam Sky Sled. You get Prince Adam and the Sky Sled together. Sorry, it's so wide, I'm having to kind of look back and forth to see where I'm at. There we go. That's a pretty good shot. There you go. But this is a set. It comes with Prince Adam. I just wanted, since it was in stores, one store had these, and they had like 3 or 4 of them. So I went ahead and picked up. But you see the color of his sword? I think that's the other side of the sword for He-Man. I'm not positive, but I think that's how that works. But I thought I wanted to pick that up because I never had that as a kid either, the Sky Sled. And I think this has just the same stuff on the back. There's there's your cartoon picture. And these are nice. Some of this stuff, this isn't so much, but if you feel this right here is embossed. It actually sticks out a little bit. It's really cool. But the cartoon on the back here is like it's really nicely done. You can see. Pretty cool little scene there, depiction. Now they don't, I see they have Lockjaw over here. I don't know if Lockjaw's available in 21 or not. It's pretty weird that they got some people depicted. They probably just took some of those cartoons off of the original stuff. But that is all when it comes to my Masters of the Universe haul. That's it for now. I just wanted to get a good base. I wanted to get a good base of stuff and to get started with, and so when I'm out and about, I don't have to. I just can look for new stuff and just maybe pick up one or possibly 2 things at a time. But hopefully, just for money's sake, just maybe one thing at a time. And yeah, I mean, I just it was just pretty. It's pretty fun doing that. It's pretty fun looking for it because it gives you something else to hunt for. Movies aren't that hard to hunt for to me. I mean, I've been doing it for so long, so doing something different, it gives me a reason to get out of the house, and I can go and different store. I got a lot of stores that sell this stuff in the kind of the area, so I can definitely go look at them. Now the mainstream stores, I don't know when they get stuff, and they get a few things, but the next thing I'm going to show you is something that I'm not positive if it's rare or not, but I never see any of these since I've been looking, which hasn't been long since I've been looking for these toys. I have not been seeing any of these guys yet, but what I've gotten here is the G.I. Joe. This is Cobra Commander. This is these 6-inch figures, or I think they're 6-inch. My bad for not looking at it beforehand, but I think they're 6-inch figures. I believe these are 6 inches. Excuse me, I keep repeating that, but yeah, when I seen these, there was actually 2 of these in the store. That was it. That's the only thing they had of these, and I thought about buying both of them, but I was like, I don't want to be an asshole and be that person who buys them because currently the moment I don't have anybody that needs one or wants one or somebody I can trade with possibly. I don't have any of those. I'm a movie collector, not a toy collector, so I don't have those contacts yet. And so I just bought one of them. I didn't want to be. I was like, I'm not going to be an ass and just buy both of them. They were they'd been $40 for both, and I just didn't. I didn't want to spend that much money on 2 of them that I'm possibly. You might be able to put it on eBay and get, but this might be common clay stuff. I'd had time since I bought this to even look it up to find out if this is a hard figure to find. I know the Major Blood is very sought after, but I don't know. But you would think if Major Blood was sought after, then Cobra Commander would be too. But some of these things like the G.I. Joe and like He-Man and Skeletor, they just seem like they made a massive bunch of them. Just a whole lot of them. But that was Cobra Commander, and I buying him made me interested in finding them, finding more of the G.I. Joes. Not because I was never a big G.I. Joe. I watched the show, but I didn't never collect G.I. Joes. All my G.I. Joes, the little guys from my childhood, I don't have them. You know why? Because I took firecrackers and BB guns to just about every one of them. But you're saying, oh man, you probably ruined some good ones. I never had any really. I never had really any of Destro or Cobra Commander, or I never had those guys because I didn't collect them. I was a He-Man and Transformers guy. I didn't. My friends had some of them, but I never did have any of them. So I didn't. The ones I broke were like newer guys that wouldn't be worth anything really these days. And I never had a whole lot. The only cool thing I had from GI Joe was I had the big SR-71 Blackbird, the big toy, just because I liked that plane, and that was a cool GI Joe toy. And I wish I still had that thing, but I played with it so much it was just broken, I'm sure, by the end. The next thing up here is something else I've kind of got interested in. I've only got one, and I could have picked up 5 or 6 of them at once, but they were $12 a pop, so I didn't want to spend all that money. Excuse me, I just ate a few minutes ago. And this is these horror collections. These are 8-inch figures. The G.I. Joe might be considered 8-inch. These are a little bit bigger than that. But this is an 8-inch action figures. This is the Hammer Dracula. That's why I picked him up, because when I first seen that, it's like, I'm going to get that. But then some of the others are kind of cool. They like Bride of Frankenstein and Chucky and stuff. I think I'm going to go back and buy a couple more and try to buy them. But I usually see these in multiple places, so they're not that rare at the moment. But I think they're cool. They're just something extra to spend money on, I guess, but that's I didn't show you the back. There wasn't, this is supposed to be Christopher Lee Dracula from the Hammer Horror. It was mainly a Hammer Horror and this was put out by MC, I believe. Mego Monsters, maybe, is that the name of it? I don't know. Somebody can correct me. Somebody can correct me about that. I'm not positive. I'm not positive about that. Yeah, it's Mego, I believe, but I don't know if the C must just be Mego Corporation, but Mego makes these. Not really that bad looking. You got all the cloth and everything for their clothes and things, so it's pretty cool. It's not something that ever come out of the case, so none of this stuff is coming out of the case. I don't have any interest in that. I've got one more here for you guys. Actually, I got 2 things for you. I just got to find them. I had this stuff organized better earlier. Now it's not. This is one I showed on my live stream earlier, if you guys were watching that. This is Kong with the battle axe. I can get the light right in there. You can see the battle axe in there. There you go. But I like a few of these. I like that Kong in the middle and that one. The Mega Godzilla. Mega Godzilla, excuse me. And I want to get those 2, the fire breathing and that one, and just have a few of these. I'm not a big pop collector. The reason I like these, I'll be perfectly honest with you, is because the detail's really good on these. The Kong and the Godzilla, the detail's really good, and they're actually kind of cute looking, and the other pops are just, to me, generic. Like, I don't really get it. Why, but I did like those. And yay, I found the last one. I found the last thing, actually. Now, the last one here is it's just something I do want to find the whole set of these. I'm not a completionist, but I do want to find all of these, because I'm a big fan of this show. This is Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. These are BST AXN or Best Action. I don't know if Best Action. Probably supposed to be Best Action. Best Action, man. Best Action. But this is from Cowboy Bebop. One of my favorite animes ever. One of the better ones ever made ever. Well, not better. Can't say that because there's been so many put out. I haven't seen everything. But I want to find everything that's made from I want to find everything that's made for this series. I want to. This is the only one I've ever seen in any store. This was at my local Walmart. They had two of them, but I've never seen the other one, um, Spike or Faye Valentine or I'm going blank. Jet Black and the dog Ian and what was the girl's name? Excuse me. I can't believe I'm forgetting her name. The other one. It's my favorite show ever. I can't remember it, but hopefully they have one of each one of them. But the little tomboy girl. I thought he's pretty cool. You know, he's kind of a small figure, so if you look real close, the detail's not amazing. It kind of advertises up here, so amazing detail. You know, best features, best articulation, best assortment. But it's really kind of generic. But I just want to collect them because they seem interesting. It looks like something that'll sell out, and you never see them. But hopefully, I can find all of them before it's all said and done. But that's Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. And that concludes my toy haul for this week, at least. I don't know if I'll get into any more for the rest of in any of the next coming weeks. It just depends what I find. But hopefully I find more of these for sure. These are cool. If anybody ever sees these out, tell me about it. But I mean, most people don't live in my area, so getting it to me, it's not. I'm not trying to ask anybody to send me anything. I don't want that. But because this actually was priced I think at $20, but when I got to the counter and rang it up, it was like 16. So it was the only thing I found that was actually on sale with any of this stuff. But yeah, that's my toy haul. What do you guys think? Do you guys collect any toys, or do you have any interest in it? I don't know. I just caught the bug from watching those videos. It was just an odd thing, and I decided, well, I'm gonna give it a shot. I'm gonna go since this stuff's out there because it's kind of fun hunting because it's some of the stuff is hard to find and it's you know, some of it's hard to find, and that's what's kind of fun about the thrill of the hunt. And it's like kind of the rule, you know, it's not a rule, it's just my own personal rules about not like trying to, like I was telling somebody earlier, I have a friend who, you know, he's a friend and a fellow coworker. His wife's a manager at, but you know, she's a manager at Walmart, so I could call, you know, her up or, you know, talk to him and be like, you ask your wife what you know, if she can find out some information, insider information for me when they're getting these toys and kind of know, which I might do anyways, just to get a kind of inside scoop, at least when they're coming in. But I don't want people going in the back of stores and stuff like that and getting stuff for me. I like finding it out in the wild, but sometimes that's how these major bloods have been found. And sometimes you got to do that, but I'm not that adamant about it. It's not going to ever be worth much. I mean, some things, not in the long run. It's not like gold, you know. It's a piece of plastic, so I mean, really, something's worth is as good as its use. And a lot of the stuff we collect isn't very useful, but at least movies are art. You know, it's like a piece of art, a copy of a piece of art. You know, it's like something. It's almost having like a fake copy of the Mona Lisa in your house or something. You know, it's just, you know, movies are like that. Toys, they're art. Some of them are considered art, but I mean, still, at the end of the day, it's a toy, and it's just fun. It's just fun to do. I'm not down that. Obviously, I'm doing it myself, but that's why I'm keeping it to retail and not paying like $500 for a hot toy and all that stuff. You know, that stuff just goes beyond, and that's fine if that's what you like collecting. Go for it. Go for it because you can afford it. Go for it because there comes cool stuff out there, but I'm not interested in it. I just want to find these retail pieces, stuff I can box up. I don't want to have to be. I don't want to be obligated to. I don't want to be obligated to have to display this stuff and things like that. This is stuff that's going in a box, and I'm gonna, you know, open it up again here in a couple of years and look at it. But it's never going to be taken out of its actual box because that's, you know, that's where if something does become a value down the road, that's where you lose a lot of value, is taking it out of the box. Like I have no childhood toys that are in a box except that turtle thing, but it's been obviously taken out and used, so it's not like brand new in the box. But it's this why I'm doing that. Like I say, I might buy another Skeletor so I can have He-Man and Skeletor out of the box, but that's probably it. That'd probably be it. Well, happy hunting to everybody. Movies and toys. If you guys like this, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified when my new videos come up. And I am out of here.